Just being on this morning's orders. I'm not going to work a full day today. Probably just do this one order, maybe another one. But I got physical therapy at 9:30, so my last physical therapy session for my back, where the guy hit me with his car while I was walking into a grocery store for a DoorDash order. Yeah, that was fun. The guy not only hit me with his car, he's told me to watch where I was going. Real winner in this area. We got some real winners in this area. But let's see. Uh, yeah, the main reason I'm not going to be working a full day today is I'm going to take my wife and daughter out for a spa day and let them enjoy themselves. While they're doing that, I may do some DoorDash. I'm going to be honest, but we're going up to Christiansburg, which is over an hour from where we live, and we're going to spend the whole day up there. And then after they finish with their spa, we're going to go to the movies. Probably see 2, maybe 3 movies today. We subscribe to the Regal Unlimited, so you can watch as many movies as you want. As well, within like 90 minutes. So, you watch one movie, you can go right into another if you want to. So we're probably going to do a day of movies and spas and maybe a mall or two. I think there's a mall. Yeah, there's a mall there. I don't know if there's a good mall there. It kind of sucks. But there's a lot of shopping centers there. So if they want to do some shopping, we can go around and do that, which will be fine. But anyway, it's mostly a day off for me, which I don't do very often, which I should do more often. That is a trick of this job. You gotta figure out how to balance it with basically living life. So I mean, really, what's the point of doing all this if you're not going to live your life? And that's what we should do. And I have tried to balance it out, not overdo it, because this job can be a little addictive, and the way you make the money, and it can make you stop thinking about, oh, I need to stop and just relax, which I have been trying to do more and more and get a balance on this. But yeah, but like I said, it's just one of those mornings, and getting out before dawn is weird now with daylight savings times. I hate daylight saving time. It's really stupid idea. We don't have candles anymore. Why are we still doing this? This whole idea of doing something for the sake of tradition. Why? If it's no longer relevant and no longer needed, why are we still doing it? It's like having school off during summer. Why? The reason that we used to do it is because kids were used to work on farms and bring in crops and help the family. Well, we don't do that anymore. So why are we doing this? I mean, majority of the country. I mean, there's a few more farm-based agricultures that would need the family home to help with the farm, but even in most of those, they don't use the kids that much anymore. So again, why are we still doing this when we have data that shows that a year-round school year is better for kids? They go the way the year-round works is they still only have the same number of days they actually go to school. It's just spread out in a different way. I think it's like 9 weeks. Like the kid goes to school for 9 weeks, then they get 2 weeks off, then they go another 9 weeks, and then they get 2 weeks off. And it's just spread out over the year instead of all at one time. And also, it makes more sense to do it that way with the weather the way it is. I mean, we wouldn't have to worry about snow days because you could do the 2 weeks when you normally get the most bad weather, and then don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about having snow days. You just come back and do the 9 weeks when the weather's good. I mean, that makes more sense to me, but yeah. And the studies show that it worked better too. So, but people don't bother to look into that, and they just want to stick with people don't like change. It makes them uncomfortable. They like to know what the status is. They don't like to do something new very often. They want to stay with what they know, what they're comfortable with, what they think is going to happen in the world. They like that sense of normalcy, of the regular thing, and change scares a lot of people. It's not always bad. Sometimes change can be bad. I'll give everybody that, but it's sometimes change is good. Sometimes we need to try things. Um, like if, for example, some people ask me about my hybrid here, and I think hybrids are going to be the what will take place of the regular cars. I think that'll be a transition over time. People will go to the hybrid. They'll start getting more comfortable with the electric side of the hybrid. Then they'll transition into electric cars. Probably, maybe in my lifetime, but maybe not. It depends. Definitely my daughter's lifetime. It'll definitely happen, whether they like it or not. But that's definitely going to be something in the future, just because of the convenience. Once the infrastructure is in place, that's the only thing that'll hold everything up. But as the infrastructure gets put more and more in place, and hybrids also, the battery technology gets much more efficient and usable, well, that's just a matter of time. That's all that is. And the people fighting it, or you're just delaying the inevitable. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. And yeah, I'm getting a drink of my Mountain Dew Zero. Uh, I'm not supposed to have that much sugar. Not good for my health, I guess. Well, it's not good for anybody's health, but God, I love sugar. Excuse me. But yeah. Anyway, I got distracted. But yeah, somebody was asking me about my hybrid yesterday when I was doing a drop off, because they were considering it. I love my Jeep. Don't get me wrong. But Jeeps appear to have some issues. It's not the hybrid side of it that has issues. It's the Jeep side that has the issues. Apparently, there's something wrong with climate control in Jeeps, or at least this model of Jeep, the 2022 Grand Cherokees, from what I've been reading. When I looked into why, it just doesn't do very good. There's just something wrong with them, and I've taken it back to the dealership and asked them to look at it 3 times, and they keep saying, "Well, it works just fine." But no, it don't. They don't listen. Anyway, but as far as the gas mileage goes on this thing, roughly, depending on how I drive, I can get anywhere between 500 to 800 miles on a tank of gas, which is, in doing this job, very useful. It does help to get that much, because we run a lot. I do probably about 100 miles or more a day. That is a lot of running, and it is time consuming, and I try to minimize as much as I can. That's why when we work doing this job, the people that want to do the shopping orders, they want that because those are the ones who do the least miles. You got to put more effort in it, which that's fine. I don't mind going in and doing the shopping and getting the stuff. It don't bother me at all. Some people don't like that, and it takes longer to do that. But I'd rather be doing something than just sitting on my butt waiting on an order to come in and go pick it up on the curbside. And we still got to deliver it and still got to unload it, all that stuff. But I'd much prefer that than just sitting out here waiting on an order. It is very taxing to do that, and boring, very boring, as you can see, mind-numbingly boring. But which is one of the reasons I play a bunch of the games that you can get money, gift cards, and stuff. There's one my wife found. It's called Just Play. Play that on the side. I play solitaire mostly, because I like playing solitaire. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today is the tip system with Walmart Spark. And I'm not complaining. This is not a complaint. I'm just doing a description of how the tip system works and uh, some of the disadvantages of the way they do it. And the way the tip system in Walmart works, the customers can tip on the app. They can either choose a flat amount or a percentage. Usually you can tell when they do a percentage because it's going to be a percentage of the order. I actually got $100 tip one time because the person had $1,000 order, because that person always does a 10% tip. They're a regular. I deliver to them all the time, and they always do a 10%. So when they had $1,000 order, they do 10% as a tip, and I got $100 as a tip. They didn't cancel it. I thought they were going to, but they did not. And that brings me to the next point. With Walmart Spark, customers have 24 hours to kill a tip, adjust it. They can totally take it away, or they can increase it, which almost never happens. I have had it happen a couple times, believe it or not. But they also can completely do away with it, which I have had happen several times. The only thing I don't like about the way, if they take the tip away, my biggest complaint on that personally is they didn't tell me why. If I messed up something, let me know. I can't fix a problem I don't know. So if there was something where if they give some sort of, they should give us some type of feedback as to why the tip was removed, so that we can next time around not do that. We would know, oh, okay, we need to, I didn't do this, I messed up that, that sort of thing. I think that's a reasonable request. I mean, we really would love more feedback, because most of us want to know if we're doing something wrong so we can fix it, so we don't do it again. But if you don't tell me I'm doing something wrong, don't be surprised I do it again. Just the way it is. If I think I'm doing it right, I'm going to continue to do it the way I think is right until somebody tells me, oh, by the way, that's the wrong way to do that. Okay, then I'll adjust. But anyway, that leads me to the next thing, tip baiting. This is something that's really bad with Walmart, and I almost think they set it up this way on purpose. With that 24-hour window, and the customers know they have that 24-hour window, some customers, now I'm not saying all, but there are a few that will put a large tip on an order with no intention of ever paying it. That's wrong. If you have no intention of paying it, don't put it on there. And by the way, the drivers you're going to get by tip baiting are not the best drivers. They just aren't. The people that are only looking at the tip and not the job, they're not the ones that do the most work here. They're not the best drivers we got. You're going to get the worst drivers in tip baiting, to be honest. You just are. There are people that don't really care. They just sit back and they'll take whatever has the highest tip. And most of the time, they don't care if they do a good job or not. Don't even try. I've seen them. I know some of these drivers, and not all of them, but there's a few that only care about getting that tip, that big tip, and then boy, they get so upset when that tip gets taken away. Me personally, I don't even look at the tip when I'm doing Spark, because like I said, it could go away, so why bother? I always look at the base pay, which with Spark, depending on the size of the job, curbside, the most I've ever gotten was I think $14 on a curbside. The lowest they have is $7, and but that $14 was the $1,000 order, which I couldn't even fit in my Jeep. I had to go get my truck to deliver that, and I had to fill up. It filled up not only the bed of my truck, but the back seat of my truck, and my daughter had to go with me to help unload it. And fortunately, the customer actually come out and helped unload it a little bit. They filled up the entire bed of my truck with that. I'm glad it was a nice day, but that order came in, because that would have been really bad if it had been a rainy day. But it was a nice sunny day. So, but yeah, it filled up. And not only that, I had to put the tailgate down and put the gate thing down to hold the order in. So yeah, it was huge. That guy, he thought we were going to show up in a U-Haul. I mean, he made a joke. He's a nice guy. I like him. Uh, but yeah, you gotta be. Well, anyway, the curbsides. That's why a lot of people don't like to take them, because of lower the lower pay. Because most of the orders are between 7 to 8. Now, you don't get very many above $8. It just doesn't happen, and that is the base pay. And usually with the $8 order, that is 3 orders that have to be delivered. And usually if you go over about 8 miles, then they start putting a little bit more onto the order as the base pay. Not a whole lot, like 25 cents a mile more. The more after I think it's like 7 miles, they start maybe giving you 25 cents more. They don't really make that big a difference. But that being said, uh, our next type of order is what they call it a batch order. We call it .com. It's the white bag orders. They are basically stuff that you can order out of the GM side. There's nothing, you can't have perishable items in that. Just basically like TVs, fans, whatever's on the GM side. If anything you order from GM, or non-perishable, it cannot be perishable stuff. So if it's non-perishable, they can get stuff like that ordered through that. Those orders, the customer cannot tip. The tip function is not there at all, and they don't pay tips on those. On that, currently, it's 73 cents a mile, give or take. Sometimes it's a little more, sometimes it's a little less, but that's roughly where you land. Unless they have a backlog, and they can't get nobody to take it, they start adding a little money to it. And those usually go anywhere between 20 to 40. I've had as much as 50 miles. They usually take anywhere between an hour and 2 hours to do that. So you're not looking at a whole lot of overall money on those. And a lot of people don't like doing them. There is an advantage to doing it, because the system, the algorithm they have, rewards you a little bit for it. You get a little bit more priority for a short time in the next day, or the next few orders after you get back from it, to get something that's got a little better offer. So it is worth doing in that sense, especially if you can get some good customer ratings out of it. That also helps kick you up in the algorithm to get you a little better offers. But yeah, but then there's the shopping orders. That's the creme de la creme. That's the one everybody wants, because those pay the most, depending on how big the order is. The base pay on a shopping order is $11. That's the minimum you're going to get paid on a shopping order, is $11. So if you get a shopping order that's really big, like I had last night, that had something like, I think it was 31 items, but it was over 60 units, and it had like heavy items in it. So you got a little bit of a bonus. It was about $20, and it took me about 40 minutes to shop that order, because of the way the layout of the store, having to run around, getting all the stuff and scan it and all that. It takes a while. And then you got to bag it up and deliver it. And they bought a lot of soda, lots of soda. And got that delivered. The only complaint I had about that particular delivery is it was dark when I got to the location, and the person didn't turn on their porch light. I might be sounding petty, but it is really useful to turn on the porch light at night when you're expecting a grocery delivery, so we don't trip and fall on your porch. That would be nice. But trying to do this stuff in the dark is a little difficult, especially in a place you're not 100% familiar with. I mean, I've been to this place before, but still, being in the dark is difficult to say the least. And yeah, I like to talk. That's probably, yeah, if anybody's noticed, I'll babble on about anything, and usually with anybody. That's just my nature. And it's weird. Usually there's another driver here by now. I seem to be ahead of everybody. Ain't nobody here. That's weird. Anyway, uh, looks like there's no offers this morning. That is also kind of strange. Or they just don't have any majors going on. So I guess it's just dead today. Oh well, I was hoping to get a couple in before I go to my physical therapy and take the rest of the day off from here, but looks like I'm just not going to get anything this morning. Oh well, it is what it is. I didn't see nobody else pull up at all. Usually there's a bunch of people around here. Interesting. But oh well. I might try DoorDash. Maybe there might be something going on this morning. But it's been a little bit slow in the mornings here lately. They put the incentives at night because apparently that's when they're getting clobbered. There's certain spots people like to park with the Spark drivers. Here in the front of the store where I'm at right now is one of the spots that people like to go to. It's right in front of the grocery, next to where the cops park. There's also another spot people like to park that's in the back around where the tire lube is, which is also a good one because you're close to the laptop that gives the orders, that sends the orders out. The closer you are to that thing, usually the more likely you are to get a order. It's about proximity. You got to be within a certain range. They tighten it. This Walmart tightens it up. They want us right here in this parking lot for some weird reason. I mean, they don't have to. They can make that first round of offers go out to the full range of what's called the zone, which is about 9 miles. I know they can do this because they do it up in Christiansburg. Because when I was in Christiansburg and trying it out and running around up there, there's 3 Walmarts. They're 9 miles apart. And because they're 9 miles apart, they expand their first offers out 9 miles. You can be at any one of those Walmarts and get an offer in the first round of offers at any one of them at that time. And one of the Walmarts likes to snipe the drivers from the other Walmarts. The Walmart in let's see, what is that? Roanoke. Yeah, I think it's Roanoke. No, wait a minute. Radford. Sorry, Radford. The Radford Walmart sends their orders out 2 minutes before the other 2 Walmarts. So they're trying to grab all the drivers before all the other Walmarts have drivers. And what really stinks is you got to drive the 9 miles. If you take the offer, you got to drive the 9 miles from wherever you are to where that other Walmart is, which is inconvenient to say the least. The only thing I like about the Walmart up in Christiansburg, when I was fooling with it, is there is a free charging station that works on my vehicle. And I do mean free. You don't pay anything for it. You can just plug it up and then walk over to the Subway and have a lunch, which is what I was doing when I would work up there, because there's a Subway in front of it. Or you can go over to there's a cupcake place right in front of it. There's some restaurants around there. So O'Charlie's, some Mexican restaurant sitting there. I mean, whatever one you want to go to, you can go have your lunch while you're eating lunch. Let your vehicle be charging up, for free. I mean, really, you can't get better than that, right? A free charge. So I wish they'd put that here, but they didn't. So, okay, something going on over here. Looks like the doors broke. Main head manager's over here checking it out. Eh, it looks like they got it going. Something wrong with the automatic doors. Apparently, they weren't working properly. That's happened before. Watch, which is kind of humorous because people are so used to these doors opening. I watched a person walk smack dab right into the door because they thought the door was going to open and it didn't. They walked right into it. That was humorous. They didn't get hurt, fortunately, but still, it was kind of funny to see somebody do that. It's. Hmm. I wonder what's going on though. It's weird that the manager would be up front like that. He don't usually come up here for stuff like this. Anyway, he's gone now, and the Coke guy's here. I mean Coca-Cola, not the other kind of Coke. Yeah, he apparently getting ready to stock the Coke section, or he's already done. Can't really tell. He's parked up in the front. They don't usually park up here. That's weird. It's going to be an odd day, I think. Looks like the weather's going to be nice, though, which is a good day to take off, I think. Nice weather is not good for my job because nice weather, people don't use delivery service. They go out and buy it themselves. When the weather's horrible, they don't want to go out, so they get us to do it for them. So, yeah, this is probably a good day to take off. Probably not going to miss much as far as work goes because people, like I said, they don't want to go out when the weather is bad. But when the weather's nice, they'll go out, so they'll just go buy the stuff themselves while they're out, as opposed to, oh, what was that? Nope, no, I don't think that's nothing. Anyway, let's see. There we go. I can do split screen
Spark
on
driver. Retrieving location to match you with nearby offers.
Yeah, I can do split screen on my phone. Can't really see it. I'll have to show it when I do another stream or another method of showing. But I can put my live stream in one little section. That's a nice thing about these folds. You can do multiple things with this, multiple windows. In this case, I have my Spark app over here running, and I got the live stream over here. That way I don't have any issues. I like this phone. Some people have asked me about it. It's a Samsung Galaxy Fold 3. I only got another year and a half to pay on it. It's expensive. It's not a cheap one. So when they get you locked into that contract with these things, which I knew that going in, I suppose, but I do like it. It is useful for this. It's nice to have the big screen when you're doing these deliveries, so you can see the customer information when you need to, and you can look at the different stuff. Oh, got an offer.
Spark driver. First come, first served. You have offers available.
3 offers. Let's see. What can I...
Spark driver. Retrieving location to match you with nearby offers.
Let's go ahead and take this one, if it'll let me. It's twirling. Got it.
Spark driver. Retrieving location to match you with nearby offers.
Offer pickup. Since I'm only going to be here for this one offer, I'm going to go ahead and take this one. It's 8 miles, 3 orders. I got Cranberry, Partridge, and Abbey Lane. Well, let's run over here because it's an ASAP.
Spark driver. You have 1 trip in progress.
As you can hear my notification reader go. Maybe they are going to be busy today. Doesn't matter. I ain't gonna be here. I'll take this one, and this is the only one I'll be able to do for the day. Like I said, I don't normally look at tips, but since this is the only one I'm going to do today, this one actually, the advantage of the 3 offers is the tips, because since it's 3 customers, you have a better chance of getting a tip. That's the only big advantage of that, but they tend to load you down. And let's see, let's pull around here. Oh, there goes one of the drivers. He always gets an order. Don't know how he does it. And let's just confirm arrival. Select my parking spot, which I'm in number 11. And once the people come out with my orders, I will get out and tell them where I want them put. And I will have to give them the verification code. Got to scan the stickers, which I'm not sure how this is going to work. Probably won't work with the live stream, so it might go off, which is just the way it works. Yeah, it takes them a while sometimes. Even though this was an ASAP order and it shows it's ready, they're still fiddling around in there. They got 2 other orders that nobody took this morning. Looked like it might have been just me and Kevin. That was the other driver. And yes, we eventually get to know everybody that's doing this. That's one of the things, you know, people end up talking to each other. Ah, there they come. Wow, that's a lot. Okay. That's the back end. Oh, I don't know this girl. It's a newbie. Yeah, I'll have to watch her. They don't do a good job with this. Hello. Let me know when you're ready. I'll give you the code.
Alright, 1 second.
Okie doke.
How are you this morning?
Sore, tired,
Same.
overworked, underpaid. You know, typical.
Yeah. Alright, I'm ready.
It's 2457.
4. No, 57. Sorry.
Okay.
No.
Okay, we'll put Matthews here. We'll put is that Norton or Horton?
Horton.
I wonder if you heard of who. We'll put that on the, not in the front seat, but the back seat. I got it separated.
Okay.
I got a divider there, so.
So that left, that one's on the right side.
Yeah, that'll be on the right. We'll put this one on the left, and we'll slap this bad boy in the back.
Alright. Good deal.
Okay.
It's loading.
Okie doke. I'll go ahead and open the door over here for you. Plug my phone back up before the battery gets sucked dry. One disadvantage to these apps is they drain the battery.